Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Tiffany and I am here to spill the tea on what it's like to graduate. So I graduated UC Davis, bachelor's communication over the past summer. And girl, when I tell you it was rough to graduate, it was rough. Like I hated school and I just wanted to get rid of school and just pass my classes as soon as possible. And so when I graduated, I was like, fuck yes, and I got I ended the GPA my school year with a 2.47 GPA. Let me tell you, my brightest, not my best achievement, not my happiest moment, but I did it and I was really proud that I did it because I'm not even kidding, like after or during my summer, like during summer classes, I was so close to like just dropping out. I was like texting my good friend. She was like, just push through it like you're at the last straw. And I was like, this is horrible. Well, and also because I was taking like 4 classes during summer class, and usually recommended is like 1 to 2. So that was horrible. And I think yeah, like I just was so relieved when I finally graduated. I had a month of free time where I kind of just like honestly woke up super late, like 10, 11, and it was really hard for me to get out of bed because I didn't really have any motivation to do stuff. And yeah, it kind of just was like that for a month. And I was like trying to do YouTube, trying to work out, trying to be healthy, but I kind of did it not super well. I kind of just just the days just passed by for that whole month. And then I became orientation leader, which I made 2 videos about, which you can watch. And then after that, I came back home. Again, the routine fell where I just, I was prepping for my powerlifting meet, which I will be uploading soon. And I was also kind of just like working. I started a server job and, just powerlifting. And really, I didn't really have much direction either. I think it was just very like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like people were working, people were making so much money than I have. They have like an actual job. And now I'm here being a server and not knowing what to do with my life and got a degree that's I'm not even using. So it did feel really shitty. So I was like, I literally went out Indeed, and I was like looking for a job. And the first job that I put was like, I wanted to make 6 figures. I was like, okay, what jobs can I do that I can be qualified for 6 figures job? And there was a pilot job. It was like being a flight instructor at Stanford. I was like, oh, I can do this. And they're like, they get paid like $70 an hour. I was like, okay, what are the qualifications? And it was to get a private pilot license. And I was like, okay, I can fucking do that shit. And I was talking to my other friend and she was like, yeah, I think they're like lacking or like they're in need of pilots now. So I was like, okay, fuck it. And so like I told my other friend, she's like, oh my gosh, yeah, don't you know him? Like he does like flying too. Like you should talk to him. And I talked to him and then now I'm on my way to be a pilot. I'm taking classes. I'm flying like 2 times a week to fly and become a pilot. I know, wild. And so I think right after graduating, the part of my life, I feel like that title, that whole chapter of my life was probably called like, fuck it, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, so I'm just gonna do what the fuck I want. So and I decided to be a pilot, even though I'm really far away from being a certified pilot. And then getting a server job, fucking I think also that time I decided to go to England. So I'm going to England in February for this thing called World Packers. And it's a thing where you basically go, it's a program, stop saying thing. It's a program where you go to a place, any country that's on the World Packers program, you exchange your time and your work hours and you do work for them, usually like farming or like taking care of a hostel, and they give you free accommodation and sometimes free food and transportation. And so that's what I'm doing in February. I'm super excited and I'm going there for a month. So yeah, I did that too. I planned for that. I think post-grad it depends. It really depends. It depends like why you went to college in the first place, why you chose the major you wanted to choose. And I feel like the biggest regret that I have from college is not choosing a degree that I like actually found useful, and I just did college just to like get through it because I fucking hated school. Where in reality, like now I'm actually like thinking about going to a master's program abroad in the UK to become certified or like to to pursue my master's in psychology. Luckily, I chose communication, and that's like a good major to choose because it kind of like a communications major is very broad, so it's pretty easy to like become a master's in psychology. So, yeah, I might be doing that when I in September of next year become a fucking grad student and then get my master's in psychology. I'm looking at two universities right now, but I want to go to University of Liverpool, which is Northern England, and that one's expensive. It's pretty expensive. It's probably like 20-ish K a year for 2 years. So yeah, this is the time of my life where I'm just doing everything. Like I know talking to my friends who are having 9 to 5 jobs, working corporate life, they literally are so fucking tired from work and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to settle. I just want to do anything that I can that I possibly couldn't, you know, when I'm down the line, when I like get married or like I don't think I'm gonna have kids. But just like doing whatever because I'm 22, I'm super fucking young. And this is the advice I would give to other people to just like, because you're young and you're broke, number one, live with your parents. Like I'm living with my parents right now. And two, to just do anything you want. Like literally like being a pilot, like that was like out of the whim choice, even though it's so fucking expensive. And I don't regret it, but it's just so expensive. Like I'm draining out my savings. It costs like, you have to rent out the plane. You have to get insurance. You have to get membership for flight school. And then you have to not rent out. You have to get a flight instructor. So each 2-hour flight is around like $350 for 2 hours. So it's fucking expensive. And so before I was doing 3 times a week, flying 3 times a week, and that was $1,100 a week. And I was like, I don't make that much money as a server. So, yeah, like literally it's fucking cool. Like another reason why I want to be a pilot is because I love traveling and, you know, I think it'd be fucking cool to fly. I love like going to viewpoints and to like de-stress and to just think about life, and I think it's my therapy. I don't know if this makes sense. This video makes sense at all, but what I'm just trying to say is if I had to summarize advice and what it's like to be a post-grad student, to get your post-grad, or after graduating UC Davis, bachelor's, is that nobody has it figured out, and to just do things. Like you can't just sit there and not do things. You need to have goals. Like that's the thing. It's the reason why I do really like private pilot, you know, because people go to become a pilot full time. Like they go to San Jose State and they have a program there and they study like aviation for 4 years, you know. And what I like so much about private pilot is that there's an end goal in mind. Like you have a goal, and I think coming out of college, like you kind of just lose track of what it means to have a goal and what it means to work towards that. You don't really think about it. But I think when you graduate college, you know how many opportunities there and how many things that you could do. You kind of get lost and you kind of like are like stuck almost because you're like, there's so many opportunities. Like I don't know which one to choose, you know. So I would just say just whatever you want to do, just do it now. Especially you're young, you know, you might be broke. It's okay, get a job, like do it. It's another great way to figure yourself out and figure out what you like, because I think we are never ever going to stop learning. So, and I think this is like the best time to do like wild shit, like me studying abroad. Hopefully I need to talk to my parents about it, but yeah, I'm studying abroad in a place I've never been to. I think that'd be super fucking cool and super life-changing. And yeah, I think in retrospect, if you think about it, like your life is so short. Like I'm 22. I'm like a quarter away done with my life. Isn't that wild to think about? I always think about that sometimes. But I think it's very helpful to think about death because it makes you think about the way that you live life. Yeah. So I don't know if that helped, but that's my advice. I would say number one, once you graduate, figure out what you want to do. If you don't know what the fuck you want to do, go online, go on Indeed. Like for me, my goal was to like make as much money so I can travel, right? And so like along the way, I was like, oh shit, like I can be a pilot and then also travel kind of. But also it's something cool. It's something that'll make me grow as a person, make me find a goal, another hobby in my life. I don't know. I am such like an action oriented person. I don't really think before I do things, which has its pros and cons. and definitely has its cons. So I would say just do it. You can't just think about it, be like, oh, it'd be so nice to like study abroad. It'd be so nice to be a pilot. It'd be so nice to blah, blah, blah. You just gotta do it. Like you can't plan your life. I think the theme of my experiences is that you can't plan your life. Like I had no fucking idea that I was gonna be a pilot, after graduating or trying to, go to pilot school. I had no idea. I had no idea that I wanted to even pursue my master's or even go back to school, I thought after bachelor's, I was like, I'm fucking done. I'm never going back to school. But lo and behold, I'm here. I think it's also very important to have a growth mindset that you're not going to be stuck in whatever job, whatever situation, whatever house, whatever position or whatever identity that you have, and that your identity and your personality and your whole life is malleable, and there's so much shit that you can do. I mean, I'm only 22 and I don't really have that much wisdom yet, is I just do things, meet people. I think the things that I value are like making personal connections with people, because I love connecting with people, which is why I decided to be a server, because I meet different kinds of people every single day. And two, like I love traveling, so I was like, might as well study abroad and be a pilot, because I can like travel the world, or just like go to a place and then like travel like higher up and like look at different viewpoints and go to the fucking Alps and fly over the Alps or fucking shit. I love therapy, and I'm such a big advocate for mental health, which is also why I'm like, you know what, I've always wanted to be a therapist, but I always just didn't like school, but I'm just like, I'm gonna just do it, because I don't want to be a server for the rest of my life, and I don't want to keep chasing money. The reason why I like became a server is because mainly chasing money, honestly, but also like I like talking to people. I think it's important to know that money isn't everything, even though for people it is like everything. It's like case by case. Like people need to work 3 fucking jobs to survive, but like I'm really blessed, I'm really lucky to be able to live with my parents and not have to worry about money too much. Try also not to compare yourself to other people, because people be making bank out here if they like get the right degree and they fucking find the right company to work for. I think also it's very hard. I don't know why, I've just been lately just so fucking tired all the time. Like, are y'all really fucking tired all the time? I feel like I am, where I just, like yesterday I slept with all the lights on in my room, and I was like, how? I've never done this in my life. And I think it's because our brain is constantly, or for me, my brain is constantly on like capitalism mode, where it's like I have to keep doing work or else I'm not being a productive citizen, and then I'll be broke, and then I won't have money, and then I'll die, blah blah blah. So I think that's why my mind is tired. It's not like physically, but just my mind is tired, so I just get tired really easily. Post-grad, UC Davis, definitely very scary. Sometimes I feel stuck. Sometimes I just feel stressed from the world. But just gotta know to like prioritize. I think that's a big thing. Like I'm a person who loves to do like a bunch of shit and like overpack my schedule, which I would also blame capitalism. But I literally have like a whole like 5 bullet points of like what I like to do and prioritize. So number 1 is work and career, 2nd is grad school, 3rd is pilot, 4th is YouTube, 5 is me, Dakota, and my loves. So I have this right here on my wall because I'm like, I need to remember my priorities and not make myself so fucking drained in this society. You just kind of have to remember to just be true to yourself and build the life that you want to build. And I'm not even kidding, like it's so cliche, but we often, I have so many thoughts, dude. I don't think I can get through this video, but we often just like do things for the acceptance of other people. I mean, for example, I guess like choosing UC Davis as a school. Like I chose UC Davis because I didn't want to go to like Cal Poly Slow, because that wasn't as a like prestigious school. So I wanted to be like respected and like well, like how to have a good image for myself for my high school class when I graduated. So that's honestly why I also chose UC Davis. Yeah, so it's pretty fucking wild. I feel like, I mean, I don't regret choosing UC Davis, but I think I chose it for the wrong reasons. But even then I still turned out fine. I met like super fucking awesome friends. One of my closest friends goes there still, that I met freshman year. So literally, I also want to stress too that no matter what you do in your life, it's probably not going to turn out the way that you want to, but it's gonna turn out some way, and it's gonna be okay in the end. I think this is good for anybody that's like anxious about things. Like for me, I'm very anxious about things. And so I always have to remind myself, like, I believe in the universe and I believe that things are going to work out for me no matter what. And, you know, it might not be true. It might sound really woo-woo or whatever, but it like relieves stress off of me and makes me have a better like mental health state. So do whatever works for you, but always remember like you're not as important as people think. Like there's a quote where it's like people don't care about you, which is like, oh, sad. But also too, it's like you look at it, people don't care about you. Like they don't care what you do. So they don't care how you look. They're more focused on themselves and their goals. So which means you can just do whatever the fuck you want. And live your best life because nobody cares what you do in a good way. But you're loved, you know. Thank you so much for watching the video. I hope this kind of helps. This is more just rambling. I don't really know what direction I want to take this YouTube channel to either. Just because I'm done with powerlifting. I'm done with UC Davis. I do get a lot of angry men and boys in my comments on my feminist videos and my harassment experiences because they're like, sweetie, you deserve it, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's not harassment, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I hope everything turns well for you. And I hope you're doing well. And if you're not doing well, it's okay because who knows? Life is unpredictable. You just gotta keep pushing through it. Just remember the simple things and what makes life the most valuable to you. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, thanks so much for watching the end of the video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.